Like you can't send Chameli to Cannes, can you?
Why not? I think Chameli would have been a very good fit for Directors Fortnight.
Everywhere I go, I'm the Hazaro Question director, more or less, right? You need critics. Over 20, 30 years, you've seen the deterioration of Indian film journalism. The best critic I had was a drunk film institute boy on the terrace of the film institute who, after seeing Dharavi, said, "Your film is worse than the bhindi ki sabzi in the canteen."
Sudhir Mishra, hello.
Hi.
How are you, sir?
Acha.
Achhe.
What, I mean, change from Bombay and another kind of cinema seems to have some resonance.
Yes.
You feel like you belong
It's
somewhere.
very nourishing to come to Cannes, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, there's a lot of things in Cannes and a lot of people come here for the wrong reasons, but the good thing about Cannes is how they, they discover every film. So I tend to see any film
Yeah.
because sometimes not just the big boys, but a big girl. So now
Yeah.
big women, but not, you just see anyone. And then suddenly you see this discovery of a film that they treat everything the same way. So you go up that red carpet and it's like a sacred space where there's a film unfolds.
The red carpet are called the steps. Capital T, capital S. The
So,
steps.
I mean, that's nice. I mean, that and the way it's a kind of they're standing up for cinema and a theatrical experience and
Yeah.
and it's
Someone
much
has
needed.
to-
Somebody has to.
I always see you around on the cross set. So let me tell you this. Sudhir Mishra is a fixture at Cannes. You come here every year as a cinephile with your badge
That's
and
the
you watch
only
films.
holiday I take
Once a year.
once a year.
And when did this begin? And I've always wanted to ask you these questions. I've been a little intimidated.
Yes.
But then finally we were on this panel 2 days ago and we had a conversation. So then
I thought I was this friendly, open guy.
No,
with
so
a sense
I
of
realized
humor
that.
Where anybody walks in and
No, so
ask Kashyap and all these guys. They first
Correct.
walked into my office.
And what have you watched this year already? And what are you
I saw
looking
this
forward to?
Japanese film, Goji Tales. Very nice, small Japanese town. Two young people discovering each other, two boys. And so it's kind of, what I'm noticing this year is that seems to be a trend towards, maybe it's just those 3-4 films that I've seen, but they are kind of not happy ends, but not very dark. And there's some possibilities of things happening which are not dark.
I call these
Yeah.
the pandemic brain films.
Ah.
These films, the writing has been born in the pandemic, which seemed very dark, but we came out of it. But we came out of it with scars. I am seeing a lot of filmmakers now tell these pandemic brain films.
Yeah. So you see that, in a sense,
And what else is on your
I
list?
call it the Aki Karusmaki effect.
Yeah.
I call it the more people are saying this guy can, this is that Leaf Storm. What was the last film that he did? Was one at Cannes
Yeah.
5 years ago. Leaf Storm that was wonderful. It was one of the best love stories I've ever seen.
How many films did you send to Cannes in your long career that you've submitted, that you've sent to various
I mean, you only send films. There is a kind of film, so for example, films that are like you can't send Chameli to Cannes, can you?
Why not?
But they won't take it.
There's Critics Week, Directors Fortnight.
No, but I don't know. And plus, what happens
Acid.
in India, there's a kind of equity, the private equity,
Yeah.
So they make films, they have interest to cover and they release it immediately. And you can't release it. So you have to nurture, in
That's
order
the
for
thing.
Cannes, you have to nurture a film. Right?
I think Chameli would have been a very good fit for Directors Fortnight section at the festival.
So, I mean, Hazaro was almost there, the Indo-French co-production.
Yeah.
Which somehow you'll have to ask the French
Almost made the
co-producer.
cut.
Yeah, because Joel was very excited. He thought, and I don't know by what logic, but it
Yeah.
didn't. But you see, I mean, there is also this difference, huh? There are films that, I mean, I've lost count of, everywhere I go, I'm the Hazaro Khwaishein director, more or less, right? I'm in fact upset with Hazaro Khwaishein on behalf of my other films because I didn't only make Hazaro, right? But, the resonance, Joel Favre, the French co-producer, arrived in India 20 years after he had co-produced Hazaro.
Yeah.
And everywhere he went, when he introduced himself as being the co-producer of Hazaro, they all fell at his feet, you know. So he said, I had no idea of the kind of impact Hazaro has in India.
So, Lisa, we were having a really lovely conversation 2 days ago about writing about cinema, also journalism around cinema, about film criticism around cinema. And that's when I was like, can you please say that, all those wonderful things on camera? Because film criticism,
I think
as
that's
we know,
one of the reasons why Indian films also don't travel. Because there's no, you have to contextualize Indian films.
yeah,
Where
we're
they
sitting
come
in a
from.
storm
And
right
India
now.
is complicated. So there's not one. There is, as you know.
Yes.
You know, there's
Languages,
So
cultures.
now you're even discovering the Northeast cinema.
Yeah.
Because people are not aware of it at all in 20 years. So there's people like that in India.
Yeah.
You go to
Life of
Nagaland
Momo,
and it's totally
Boom.
different.
Yeah.
Right from North India or Punjab or, you know. So you need critics. I think you really need critics. And otherwise you find that, let's say in the West, people don't know India at all.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just, it's a difficult thing.
But what do you have to say about the lack of institutional support for cinema journalism, which is why cinema journalism
It's very
is
tragic.
dying. It's dead nearly.
Basically, the Indian newspapers put some junior or something to cover cinema, you know, who doesn't know. So the person...
Because they want to pay junior person salary.
salary.
Yeah.
So they don't, you know, which is very sad. It's over 20, 30 years, you've seen the deterioration of Indian film journalism, and except for few honorable exceptions, you know, one or two people all, some people write, and you do, Rahul does, Mayank does, Anupama of course did, and, you know, but, you know, there's lack of it.
Yeah.
Serious lack of it.
Do you remember any instance of a memorable review from your career that always just comes to your mind when you think about your film?
No, I mean, people have been...
You said you've had relationships with critics, friendships with
Yeah,
critics.
I mean, I've had the best piece of criticism. The best critic I had was a drunk film institute boy on the terrace of the film institute who, after seeing Dharavi, said, "Your film is worse than the bhindi ki sabzi in the canteen." So I thought, this guy, you know. Then I spoke with him for 3-4 hours, and then he thought, oh, I didn't understand the film there. But I thought he was full and frank, and, you know, no, I've had, you know, I think people, you know, right in the beginning when we came in, and I've been around since, I came in 1982 as a 22-year-old kid, right?
Jaane Bhi Dayaro.
Jaane Bhi Dayaro happened, and Kundan Shah allowed me to sit and work on a script. Must have done something because he gave me the credit. So it's Jaane Bhi Dayaro. A lot of people talk about Jaane Bhi Dayaro with me, but I always put it back to Kundan. It's a Kundan Shah film.
Yeah.
It says, but it was my school. That's where I learned. So, I mean, you know, when you're a 22-year-old kid who's written this film in 83, 84, became a bit of a cult.
Right away.
So then, you know, you were this young man who was quite the thing in town, right? I mean,
Yep.
though, I mean, it's not, the popular industry didn't accept you at all. But a lot of people in the industry were very, very nice. So, I mean, I exist because of the grace of a lot of people.
But you've paid it forward as well. People like Anurag Kashyap, who've come after Hold You in High Regard. He dedicated his last film that premiered here to you. The film opened with, this
Yeah.
is for Sudhir. So
Yeah.
you have paid it forward as well.
So, yeah, I mean, but Kashyap has been wonderful, right? I mean, Kashyap, Anubhav,
Sana.
Ansel,
Yeah.
Anubhav Sinha, Ansel, all these guys.
Thank you for chatting with me here today, Sudhir. And thank you for making the time in this beautiful storm that we are sitting through.
Yeah,
Paying obeisance to Ridley Scott,
yeah.
Thelma and Louise.
Thelma and Louise.
I love this movie.
It is something. I'm so glad that they're paying obeisance to Susan Sarandon, who's one of the most
Outspoken.
bravest women in
Love her.
cinema. Yeah.
Love
and
her.
I'm so glad. And I think Tim Robbins is the most underestimated guy in American cinema.
Thank you, Sudhir. I'll chat with you soon, hopefully.
Bye.